Billy, what's up, man? My compressor's broke, so I gotta blow it out by the old-fashioned way. Oh yeah, there it is. Check that out. That's pretty cool. I'm just going live early because I wanted to get this off the lathe, because probably I'll be going live at 1 o'clock Central for making something else. I haven't decided. That's looking pretty cool, that bark on there. That bark's going to take a little bit of this oil, though. This is just Danish oil. Hey, Ray. How you doing, buddy? Ray, we're just trying to get some Danish oil on this that we did yesterday. Did you guys see that old path was at the doctor? Go show him some love. Send him some prayers. Hope everybody's having a great day. Happy Tuesday. Haven't decided. You guys want to see me make a ring on the live today? Are you guys up for a ring, or do you want to see some pins? I've got to see what hardware I've got left to make. I might have some pins. Hey, Tim, what's up, man? Ismail, hello. We need to wipe off any of the extra, too. I'm just going on a little heavy with the first coat. Man, that's cool looking. That bark pops. Look at that. Heck yeah, man. Very cool. Get down here at the base. Yeah, that's cool. We're going to put it on pretty heavy where we have these holes so that the fluid, the finish, will sink down there. I don't have a traditional paintbrush. I was out. I usually get them at Dollar Tree and I'm out. Either one. That's cool looking. Now the top's what I'm interested in. Check this out. Heck yeah. Let me zoom in because this might be cool. Let's zoom in a little. That's pretty neat. And yeah. Yeah, my compressor's messed up on me. I don't know what's happening with it. I'm going to have to troubleshoot it eventually. I have two. I have a big one I use for the laser. Then I have a little one I use for everything else, like staple guns and nailers and blowing off stuff. That's looking cool. Oh, get in there, dude. All right. Let's wipe all that off, the extra off real quick. And then we'll do the inside. You definitely want to do the inside. Hey, thanks, Pat. I don't know what this is, Pat. It's not a lamp. That's a good idea, though. I'm just kind of, we made it yesterday. This is a piece of elm from my backyard I harvested around 5 years ago. Okay, we're just getting any of that extra. You don't want to, it will not clump up, but it'll cause issues if you put it on too thick. So that's the first coat. Now I want to get inside here too, so I'm just going really heavy. We did drill a hole, so you want to finish the holes just like you did the outside with the same number of coats. And I'm going really heavy because it's hard to coat everything. So it's kind of like rotating it, and that's making it get everywhere. Sorry if the camera's shaking, y'all. All right. And later, when I actually take, well, we might do it now. Hold on. Let's go ahead and take it off. Hold on. Because, yeah, it's important to, this thing could just break on you if you don't. So let's go ahead and do it. All right. We're going to go ahead and pour some down the center of it because we drilled down to here. So let's pour some in there. Let's see what happens. We're just going to pour some in there, blah, 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 blah. That's quite a bit. And we're just kind of rotating it around. And there's not a lot that's coming out, so that means you're absorbing it. So that's good. Okay, that's good. All right. And that everything looks well coated in there. Okay, I'm happy with it. Oh man, look at that shimmer. See that? That's cool. So now we're gonna let it dry. I've got to look at the instructions. I'm not sure. I think we can put another coat on in 15 minutes. Man, look at that shimmer. That is crazy. That's a nice piece of shimmery goodness. It's been a while, but should be able to put a second coat on in about 15 minutes. Let's dab off any of the extra. Look at that curl right there. Right there. That is super cool. So let me double check the directions. I think it's every 20. Let me see. So yeah, in about 15 minutes, we can put the final coat on. So yeah, right? How cool is that? Well, heck, do we want to try to make a ring? We got 15 minutes. We could start one maybe. Let me think. Give me a sec. Let me grab some stuff. We might try a ring. Just because we have 15 minutes. We could start one anyway. All right, we're going to try a really new process for the ring making. I haven't tried it before. You guys are the first to see it. Let's see if it works. I'm going to try some bushings I 3D printed and see if they work real quick. I got them in my pocket. Hey, Benito. I designed these bushings myself because I couldn't get any to print. Someone else sent me some. Michael Wilson sent me some, and they wouldn't print on my 3D printer, so I spent a few minutes the other night and designed my own. Let's see if they work. I don't even know. Yeah, that might work. Let's see. Yeah, dude. Sweet. That is so cool. That is neat, man. Designed my own bushings. Didn't have to buy them. The bad news, I had already ordered bushings. So, I've got some coming later this week. But you know what, though? These are not, it's not even, so no, my bushings are not working. I might have to play with them. Okay, something's off. Maybe I got the wrong size. Let's see. Yeah, it's off, so we're going to go ahead and use the bushings I already have. We'll play with the other ones later. Because we know this works pretty well. Yeah, and that's centered, you can just tell. Live and learn. I'll figure it out when I have more time. Well, we got about 10 more minutes and we'll put that finish on the vase. All right, let's keep going. This is something new I haven't tried before. I'm gonna have a video coming out how I did it, but who knows? It may not even work, you know what I mean? Let's get down here and show you what I got. Well, we tried. Hold on. Hmm. Well, hey, Van, it's not sticking. It's not sticking to the metal like I thought it would. Maybe a little. Let's scuff the metal up with some sandpaper. See if it makes a difference. Not really. Well, so we put some grooves in it with that tool. Now let's see if it will hold any glue. I'm going to switch to medium super glue. See if there's any difference. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Well, that's better than the thin. It's holding a little bit. Okay, so the medium's definitely holding. Thanks, Jeff. I think I'll change out that big, I think this is throwing it off, that tube. That wood is pretty fragile. It's my first time trying it. It's a little new process. Oh, come on now. All right, let's put the second and final coat of this Danish oil. We still have to part this off, but it's a lot easier to put this on more consistently here on the lathe. This is a piece of elm from my property. I like to harvest my own wood if I can. I took down some elm trees, small ones, about 5 years ago. So the rule of thumb is you dry it 1 year per inch. So this is right around 5 inches in diameter. So, and we hollowed out most of the pith, which is where most of your instability comes in. So hopefully it won't crack. You never know. Some of the same wood that have different tensions in the wood can behave differently. So you just do your best. It's looking pretty cool. Let's get around here. There's a little tear out around that edge there. Can't do anything about it. We're living with it. All right. Let's let that soak in. We're going to do this top. Hey, Dan, what's going on? And we're going to also put it on edge and so we can pour another coat down the center because we hollowed it out. You want to finish, same thing when you're making furniture. You want to apply finish on all sides of the workpiece to provide consistent evaporation and absorption of moisture. It helps reduce the chances of cracking and things like that. Man, that's a cool looking, I don't know what you call it. That's feathering or, I don't know. It's beautiful. That's all I know. All right. Let's wipe off. Let's let that soak a couple minutes. We'll wipe it off and put it on its edge. Hey, Brad. Brad, we're just making a little kind of a decorative vase. You could put flowers in it or just put it on a mantle and let it be a cool looking piece. I left that bark on one side. Hey, Suzanne, what you doing, girl? I was just putting some finish on this. We tried a new method of making a ring insert with bent wood. Mixed results. So I watched a video and I had an idea. Thought it'd be a little easier. So far it's not, but we'll keep trying. All right, so we're just gonna wipe off the excess. Then we'll flip it up and do the inside. Then the next step is to cut it off. And I'll sand the bottom and all that. Put some more finish. Trying to get in there, get all that extra, because it can clump up, not clump up, I don't know the word, pool. It will pool and create a little, you can tell it's a little too much. That looks cool, man. Isn't that neat? The coolest part, guys, this is from my backyard. So I don't buy a ton of wood blanks for turning. I like to upcycle or recycle or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea, Brad. Someone else mentioned that earlier, turn it into a lamp. I'm not against that idea. That would be pretty freaking cool. It's so pretty up here. Yeah. Hey, Tegan, what you doing, man? That's a pretty good idea, Brad. I might have to consider that. It wouldn't be too hard. I just get an extension and drill the hole. But I've never made a lamp before. Maybe I should. That might be fun. A lamp. I guess maybe I need to see how much the lamp hardware is. I've never even really looked at it. I mean, over the years, I've seen people make lamps and they look pretty cool. All right, so we're pretty heavy on the underside too, which is what you want. That way you can, make sure you have enough finish. Okay, I'm pouring the leftover down below. Look out below. Yeah, a lamp would be cool, Billy. Oh, nice, man. So, Tegan, how old are you? Okay, I'm pouring some in and we're going to roll it around. Let's try. We got 32 likes. All right. We're just going to roll it around, kind of level it, roll it around. That's going to move the liquid on the inside of that hole. Because we have a hole that's pretty deep. We're drilled down all the way to here. Okay, and it's not, let's see if it's pouring out. Let's look in there. Yeah, just a little bit pouring out. So that means we're getting a good, our method is working. So I'm good with that. All right. Nice. Ooh, an old lamp. Brad, that's a great idea, man. I love, I need to go to a swap meet or a garage sale. A garage sale would be a great place to get lamp hardware for like $1. That's a great idea. So, man, I might have to do that, y'all. That wouldn't be that hard. I think I might leave it there. I think I'm going to leave it on the base without cutting it out. Because if I can find some lamp hardware cheap, it has to be really cheap. Like, I might go to a garage sale this weekend if it's not too cold. And I could just finish drilling all the way through to install the lamp hardware. Before I take it off, I have to part it off. Good idea, Brad. Thanks, man. No, that's a great idea. So, I'm trying to think. I think we'll call that good for now. Well, let's do this since you guys are here. Let's make a, whoops, sorry. We got 2 lake maps we're working on. This is a 30 by 36 white oak lake map. And this is a 24 by 36. It's going to be a map of the Florida Keys. So I glued up some, give me just a second. I glued up a couple of pieces. I've got this really thin koa wood, and I'm wanting to surprise my wife. So, let me see if this is thick enough to fit on this ring. I have these rings that are flat, not like that other style. They're flat here. That would work. Okay, that was how I measured. Okay, so that'll work. So we're gonna go cut some of this on the laser, and then we're gonna make a ring out of the koa. Let me make sure I still have a size 9. That's what my wife wears. Let me look. Hold on. I don't have a sizer tool to tell me what size everything is, so hopefully I still have it in bags. There's a size 12. Dang, I guess I need to go 3D print a sizing thing, a sizer. Yeah, I don't have, man, I gotta think that's it. That's probably it. You know what, let's make it, and yeah, let's do that. Let's just make it. So let's go over to the laser. Let's go in here. We're gonna cut some ring blanks. I spent some time last week figuring out the inner diameter, and it worked pretty well. I made 4 or 5 rings that way. Then we just super glue them in. But I've got them dialed in for 4 sizes so far, like 9, 10, 11, I forget the other one. So I've got it dialed in pretty well. We'll see how the koa does. Each type of wood reacts a little differently. All right, so we're dialed in. Let me get the laser software going. And you never know how the laser is going to act on specific types of wood. So let's see what it does. Sometimes I've had some of this catch on fire. You just have to learn based on the type of wood. That's a nice clean cut. Thanks, Tegan. I've got a ridiculous laser. I don't know if that cut all the way through. Let's find out. That's why I use the square, so I can index the cut. Mostly, so it's almost all the way through. It cut the center out, but not the little one, so let's do it one more time. It should get it on this second try. That's the thing, you have to adjust settings based on, yeah, Tegan, this is how I make my stickers. All right, let's try it. Jim, what's up, buddy? All right, this second try should do it. This is some koa wood. Oh, that one looks like it burned a little. It looks like it's still burning. Teaching math and telling dad jokes. All right, Jim, on the next live I'm at, I want to hear some dad jokes. Well, it wasn't quite lined up, see? It wasn't quite lined up, so I got off a little bit, so we're going to have to run it again. It just means I have to go a little slower this time. Okay. So let's run that one more time, except we'll adjust our settings just a little bit. Okay, I tweaked my settings. Let's see. Junk Dividus websites. It's a site for sore eyes. Oh, gosh. That's awesome, man. Okay, it cut through. You saw that piece wobble, so it definitely cut through. I'm running two times around, so that should cut through, I think. It should be really close. And then I've got an 8-inch exhaust. It takes about 30 seconds and it sucks all the smoke out. That's the hope. That's the goal. So here is koa wood from Hawaii. That's a ring blank, size 9, I believe. Let's go test it out. That's the hope and dream. We tested it last week on different wood, but what I found is different wood is different. Meaning, oh yeah, perfect. I got that dialed in. So that's a nice, tight tight fit. Perfect. So here's what I have to do. This is what I learned last week. I've only been making rings for like 6 days, so I'm learning. So, oh man, my wife won a trip to Hawaii last year from her job, and we got to go for 4 days. It was amazing, and we extended our stay and rented a Jeep with a tent on top and drove around the island for 4 more nights and camped around the island. It was amazing. All right, see you, Jim. Thanks, buddy. But no, the koa, we saw koa wood there. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful stuff. Man, this is such a nice fit. It's hard to get out. Dang. I gotta get something to get that out. Because we need to sand around it. TMI, what? Oh, sorry for Jim. I was like, TMI for me? What? Come on, dude. Get out of there. I need a better way to get that out of there. I don't want to break it. There, it's coming out. There. But what I learned is the CA glue doesn't stick to the charred part inside well, so you got to hand sand it real quick. Then you get a lot better surface gluing, whatever. Glue bond, you get a lot stronger glue bond. And you know, I don't think Johnny's here. He probably doesn't show up till 11 or 12 when he's on lunch break. But he recommended a 2-part epoxy. And I actually had one break even with 5-minute epoxy. So, okay, that got out a lot of char. So one more thing we're gonna do. Let me grab some acetone. So we're also gonna put some acetone. We're gonna clean it out with some acetone. On the inside, outside, I don't care about right now. And that should provide a much better gluing surface. See how that char is coming out? Let's do it another time. We're trying to do it until we don't get char. And this is a learning process, guys. I've only been doing this for 5 days, so bear with me. I'm having a great time. Okay, still a little bit of char, a lot less. Okay, almost no char, so we're gonna do one more time. All right, there we go. Now let's glue it up. It's still a nice tight fit. Okay, let's get some, I'm gonna use some medium. Forgot I got this handy dandy thingamajig. I got this tip on it. Just gonna roll it around, see if the glue spreads. Okay, that's a nice amount of glue. Push it down. Grab some activator. Where is my activator? My dad told me to try and learn from other people's mistakes, not your own. Between a seal and a bit. Oh crap, it's stuck. Whoopsie. Holy crap, it's on there, y'all. Dang. There we go. Whoo, it was on there. You guys want to go make a ring? I want to. Whoops, what? I didn't do anything wrong. What? Hey, see ya, Tegan. Tell you what, the lamp ID, I'm liking it, Brad. And you know, let's see. We did learn something. We tried a new method of making it, and it didn't work. At least this try. We haven't given up. We're just trying new things, you know? What's cool on these rings, if you mess up... Hey, you see it, Billy? Oh, okay, sorry. If you mess up, you can just turn the wood off, and you've got a new area to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can still keep going. Let's get some more bushings just to kind of act as spacers so we can get to our threads. What I really... Yeah, if I start making rings a lot, I might get a little chuck. I don't know. If I start selling them, maybe, but there's no reason unless I'm selling them to really buy a chuck. I don't like spending money. All right. So let's smash that like button for me, everybody. $73 people in the live stream. Thanks for being here, guys. I know everybody wants to see bigger things than rings, but I'm having a good time. Okay, cool, Billy. All right. This is koa wood. I've never turned it before. I'm hoping it's going to be amazingly beautiful. But we're also going to try something new. So here, watch this. That char is going to come off and you're going to start seeing the beauty of the wood. And I'm just taking little bitty passes. I got to go a little lower. I forgot I really need to put a new tip on this tool. It's broke on the left edge, so I've got to baby it. Oh my gosh, this might be cool. Hey, Dave, we're making a koa ring. Now, the bad thing is I had to glue that wood together so you can see the glue line. Which, you know. In woodworking, you don't like seeing glue lines necessarily, but when all I have is thin koa wood, that's going to have to be it. Okay, now let's grab the hey, Pat, I have not made a cedar ring, but I do sell most of my work, so if you want a cedar ring, I can make you one. I've got plenty of cedar. So these rings have a bevel on either side, so we've got to expose the bevel. So we're going to use the skew. I found it to be the cleanest cutting. I tried the point tool or the pointed carbide tool, and it just wasn't good enough. It wasn't fine enough. See how that just cuts a little ring off? I haven't looked at the weather this week. It's, not bad. I think we're 40s, 50s. That's pretty warm this time of year. And we're just trying to even up see what I'm saying? We're just trying to even up the exposure, the bevel on the left, the bevel on the right. So we're just trying to even that up. I need to get a little more exposed over here, just a smidge. That's about right. And guys, it can be slightly off. This is a handmade ring. And this one is for my wife. So you can see we're still pretty thick, so we can come down. We're gonna go ahead and come down a little bit. So I'm gonna grab my other round tool, carbide tool this one is from Strong Ink. They sent me the hardware and I made these handles. I made a set of 3 a couple of weeks ago. Hey Jordan, thanks. Thanks Ray, appreciate you brother. Thanks Billy. So it's just a little thick, so you want it to be pretty thin. I'm not sure, because if you put it on your finger and it's too thick, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. Okay. What's up, Jordan? How you doing? It's looking pretty good. We're a little over, I don't think I need the calipers. It's pretty dang thin. Let's go ahead and sand it up just for fun. Let's see what this looks like. I have no idea. This is my first thing. Actually, this is my very first thing I've ever made with Koa. Matt, if you're watching, thank you. My buddy Matt moved a couple weeks ago and gave me some beautiful wood. One of the things he gave me was this Koa wood. It's real thin, but there's lots of stuff you can make with it. So I glued a couple pieces up yesterday in preparation for this. Make sure what grid I'm on here. Hey Pat, do me a favor, brother. Send me an email, Pat, at myhoneyshandmade@gmail.com. myhoneyshandmade@gmail.com. But we've got a huge assortment of wood we make stuff out of, so if you guys want one, while I got you on here, heck, I'll show you since there's some interest. Let's go show you. Here are the rings I made last week. Here are the rings we made last week. Got a couple of mother of pearl or abalone. Then a couple of maple and then a walnut on the bottom left. So not bad. These are all Comfort Core rings. Thanks, Billy. Appreciate you. So they're real comfortable stainless steel bands. They're beveled on the inside, so they're real comfortable. But these are what I've made so far. I'm having a great time. Fun to make. It's just amazing to watch the wood come alive. And hey, Pat, I've got cedar right here. This is my cedar. So it's the nice eastern cedar that's got the little purplish to it. So it'd make a nice reddish, it's the harder version of cedar. The western cedar is the soft stuff for fence pickets, but this is the harder stuff, the dimensional 3/4 inch stuff. All right, so we just got that. Let's sand this up real quick. I just got my sandpaper out. And we're gonna try carnauba wax. I just got it in. It's the, some of the other turners in the community gave me they said the carnauba would hold up on a ring. Thanks, Pat, appreciate you. Thanks, Billy. I appreciate you, man. All right, so we're gonna go up in grit. We're gonna sand this to 400, and then we're gonna put some carnauba on it. Let me grab my carnauba. It just showed up Sunday. It's just car polish. It's car polish, but you know, that's the stuff for $10. I'll take it. You know. Appreciate you, Pat. All right, this is 240. Now the thing you've got to do on these is polish the metal as well. So we're gonna go higher on the, because you got to clean up the metal. At least that's the way I have to do it. So it cleans up the metal. See that metal shiny up again? And you're cleaning any glue residue. So now that's 240. We got to keep going. Here's 400. It doesn't take a lot of sandpaper, but I've done some stuff on this. You want to make it a clean piece. And, you know, this is for my wife, so I want it to be extra special. Woo, that's polishing up. Now we're going to jump to 6. Hey, what's up, Thiago? Welcome in. Glad you're here. Now we're going to go to 600. I got to get a cleaner piece of 600. That's nasty. About out of 600. There's 6. And when you start sanding really some of the higher grits, your wood actually gets shinier, and because you're sealing. Thiago, I'm not sure. You could send me an email, Thiago. I might be able to ship there. I can see how much shipping is. Hey, John, how are you? Yeah, Thiago, send me an email. Billy, do you mind posting that email again? Oh, well, thank you, Suzanne. You guys are amazing. Thanks for helping me out. Now this is 800. Let's see what that ring's looking like. This is koa wood. Oh, man. That's some gorgeous wood, y'all. Hold on. We're going to zoom in before the wax, but let me sand it one more time with 1,000, I think. That's cool. I'm going to go ahead and go up to 2,000 or 3,000. 3,000 is the highest sandpaper I think I have. Because why not? There we go, and 3,000 and we're ready for wax. This is 3,000 and we're ready for wax. You don't want to skip your grits either. All right, that looks pretty good to me. Multitasking. All right. So this is what it looks like. Let's wax it and see what that looks like, because I have no idea. Like I said, this is my first time making anything at all out of koa wood. We were blessed. My wife won a trip last year to Hawaii. It was amazing. And she bought herself a ukulele that has a little koa wood in it. But I went to a woodworking store. Man, That koa wood was expensive. Hey, Tim, you know what time it is. Wax on, wax off, baby. What the heck? Look at that. Wax on, wax off. Funny thing, it doesn't take much of this. Crap, this stuff's like, I was expecting it to be hard. I didn't have any idea. Oh, see that come alive? Oh, heck yeah, dude. Yeah, guys, if you aren't following the other people on this channel that are watching, Suzanne's a great carver. She's making these super cool crosses right now. She's using her new steel chainsaw. Not sponsored. At least I don't think you're sponsored. Maybe you should be. That'd be cool. We're gonna put another coat of wax on. So, as Mr. Miyagi used to say, wax on, wax off. Woo! Look at that pop, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. We're really gonna buff this in there. Like, the lathe is 1500, we're gonna bump it up. We're at 18 or 1900 RPM right now. I usually don't go this high. Maybe I should. Woo! All right. Let's take it off and see how badly we did. And my wife doesn't know I'm making this for her. I already made her one of those other rings with the quilted maple. Absolutely, Suzanne. We all rise together. We support each other. But yeah, I made her one of those quilted maple, which means it's highly figured. But she doesn't know I'm doing this one. And this one might just be a test. I wanted to do one other thing, but I don't know if I can do it or not. I don't know if I can pull it off. So, oh, what am I doing? That's not the ring. Come on, dork. Check this out. Ooh, look at that. Look how shiny that is. Look at that. Sorry, I picked my nails. So here's the thing. We aren't done. Yeah, that's the thing, Tim. They're actually the same piece of wood. I just might have glued them up slightly off. But, gosh. Can y'all see that? That's freaking beautiful. Look at that. That's... Woo! Thanks, Billy. So here's the thing. Let's grab the buffing wheel because we still got to polish it up on the buffing wheel. And I may or may not try something. I don't know. For my first one, I think I might just leave it as is. I got to mask up when I'm buffing stuff, so give me a sec. Thank you. Woo, baby. Oh, man. As you guys could tell, I'm not a hand model. I have some ugly hands and I pick my nails. I'm a very anxious guy. But let's let the hand model, here's some of the other rings I make. Let's let the hand model do its thing. So let's get all these other ones out of here. Come on, hand model, get off me. Let's see what it looks like with the hand model. That's pretty freaking cool, I gotta say. Now, I wish, thanks, Tim, man, I've only been making them a week. It's amazing. I love it. I'm addicted. It's so fun. And they look good. That Carnauba wax, totally sold on it. Some of the other turners were saying how well it will hold up. It's the hardest wax, and it's natural. I also bought some buffing wheels for the rotary tool to get the inside if I need to. Thanks, Christian. Thanks, Suzanne. Thanks, Ray. Man. All right. Now, this is supposed to be a size 9. Let's look at it. See if I can zoom in. Woo! Look at that. That thing's shiny, shiny. I like it. So here's the question. I think I'm going to try it on a different ring to do something, but I'm not going to try it here. That is so cool. Man, that is gorgeous wood, y'all. I don't think the camera does it justice. That's a gorgeous ring. I don't care who you are. That's nice. So let's put it on the... I'm really not trying to give you the bird. But I mean, if you know, that's the best ring to display it. It's my 3D printed hand. I think I'm going to make one out of black material as well. But yeah, that looks good. Look at that. Man. Whew. I like it. I'm not hating it. All right, guys. So let me show you the 2 types we have. Let me see if I've got one. So we have that style we just did where I create the ring blank and install the wood, attach the wood to the metal, and then turn the wood. I also have this version where I inlay different materials. This is abalone. So this is an actual shell that I crush up and make. So really cool. These turn out pretty nice. We've got those as well. So, and you know, with this style of ring, if you wanted a remembrance ring, so if you had one of your relatives' ashes, I can incorporate that into the ring. So, hey Roy, how you doing? So, pretty neat, pretty fun. So what's everybody else up to today? I'm gonna grab my coffee and sit down on this stool for a minute. Probably need to go turn the laser off. I'm gonna grab the ooh, colored light source. William, let's do it. You guys wanna see me set something up real quick? Check it out. Let's do it. William's got a good idea. Let's do this. Since you guys, if you have a minute. Hey, me too, Billy, because I get lunch in like 30 minutes. Let's do something. Let me show you something. This is what I use to take photos. So, William had a good idea. Let me show you guys something. Ah, that coffee's good. Where is that sucker at? There it is. I don't bust out the photo booth very often. I bought this a few years ago. I actually meant to get it out to take pictures of these rings, so might as well. I've got one, I just don't use it very often. Hey, Bill Clancy, how you doing? This little waving back, I don't like this. It looks better than taking a picture in my shop, you know what I mean? Vacuum out all the sawdust. Let's go see if I can find the the plug for this thing. I think I know where it is. Now, if you guys are selling stuff, good afternoon, good morning, good night, whatever it is. So if you guys are selling stuff, I would recommend something like, about broke it. A lot of times, every few months, maybe, if I have a lot of stuff, like wood turning, I'll take a picture or a video in this booth. Let's turn it on. I just hate how it's floppy back there. You know what I mean? Like it's bubbling. That's better. There we go. That's better. All right. Let's get some dust out of here. We vacuum. Oh, it's still bubbling. Come on, dude. Quit doing that to me. Do better. Well, hopefully we'll see if the pictures show that. I'd like to sell you a vacuum. So, you can take a picture. Whoops, this ring we just made. Hey, Jim, I don't know if you saw it. That's the Koa ring we just finished. So, you can do that, take some video. But it looks a lot better there Then I like that angle right there. That's a cool looking ring. But what I had to buy another one of these. I'll show you another thing that might help you guys. This little turntable, especially for bowls and things like that. I bought one years ago and it went out on me. So I bought this little one a couple of weeks ago. And for bowls and vases, it's really nice to see around. So you get a 360 view. Come unplugged. Yes, it did. So, thanks, man. Yeah, exactly, Suzanne. I've got a little dude, so what I typically do, I'll find the angle I like and the lighting. Like, I kind of like, I don't know. I wish it would go faster. That's as fast as it goes. Like, that's a pretty good angle. Yeah, Jim, that's from koa wood from Hawaii. First time making anything out of koa. I know, Ray. Sorry, buddy. But what do you think? I 3D printed the hand. I think it looks pretty cool. Like, I'll do a video and crop it, and I'll take some photos. Let's see what the other rings look like on there, because I haven't even tried. I haven't had this photo booth out in a long time. Ray, you didn't know a Oklahoma boy could be a little fancy, did you? Here's that maple I was telling you guys about right there. That's the one I made my wife. She hadn't seen it yet. And then this is that other dude. All right. That way you can see it. That's what they look like. Let's get deeper in there so you have better light. There we go. Man, I really like that abalone. That really pops. I know, right? That is so cool. So this thing's like 15 or 20 bucks on Amazon. And it has batteries, so you don't have to run the wire. But I run the wire. I have taken those, if you ever go to craft shows and have stuff you want to turn around, it's a good way to capture your audience's attention. Because it's spinning, it's constantly in motion, so. Hamster. The top one on the middle finger, what do I have on the top one? I don't even know. Oh, yeah. That's my wife's. Let me show you. That is quilted maple. Check it out. Yeah. Both of these. I made a big one and a little one, but yeah, it's like some crazy, ridiculous maple that my buddy hooked me up with. Pretty fun, man. Yeah, that quilted maple is nice. So yours is USB charge. That's cool. I thought when I was buying this one it was chargeable, but I guess not. It just has a spot for batteries, so whatever. Well, didn't mean to go live for so long, but I had a good time. Let me show you the here's what that log we started yesterday looks like. This is that elm log. Oh man, it looks cool once the finish kind of dries. Look at that thing. That is super cool. This is a piece of elm I harvested around 5 years ago. And the rule of thumb in woodworking, or if you're harvesting rough lumber or green, is 1 year of drying per inch. And I have another shed that I use for that kind of wood. I store my sheet goods and I have a ton of logs from my yard. So, but someone, I think his name was Brad earlier, gave me the idea, make this into a lamp. And I'm like, I've never done one. So I might be going to a garage sale this weekend, if there or sometime soon, and buying a cheap lamp for $1 maybe, to see what that. And then I would just drill all the way through. Hey Pat, what's going on? Pat, I was just showing the rings in my light booth, my photo booth. Here's what they're looking like in better light. Oh, okay. Was it you who told me that, Pat? Okay. I didn't know if you were still here, Pat. But, yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, my buddy hooked me up for free. That box is full of koa wood, but it's all super thin, so I had to glue them together. Then lots of different plywood for laser and all kinds of crazy wood. So, like that's Bacote, I forget how you pronounce it. And then Suzanne, here's that that wood I made the rings from. You could just see the quilting. It's highly figured wood. Pretty wild. Has some cool reflections, but I was practicing. That's the ring blanks. I have to make on the I make my own ring blanks on the laser, and that's a whole process. For every size, you have to tweak it and test it and all that. So pretty fun. Suzanne, when are you doing a live? We need to come support you when you do a live. Let us know when you're going to do one. Seems like all I see is Instagram videos, Facebook. I don't see a lot of lives. Yeah, hopefully, I know my wife doesn't watch my YouTube channel, so I'm safe. But that, I'll show you. I'll show you which ones are hers. I made this one, and she asked for one, so this one's hers. She hasn't seen it yet. That's that maple. And then she doesn't know, but the koa ring is hers. We went to Hawaii last year. We were blessed with a free trip. And koa wood's big in Hawaii. This koa wood is from Hawaii, so I'm making her that. But I may or may not modify it. I'm thinking of doing something crazy. It might mess it up. I don't know. So I've got to try it offline. So, yeah, so these are hers. She just doesn't know that one of them's already done. I know, you got like a job. Well, I'll probably have a job pretty soon. So hey guys, thanks for joining me in the shop today. I was really happy with a couple of things I upgraded in the shop. I bought these little pads. They're like makeup pads. And then I got some carnauba. So, job, gym, cook, clean, carve. I mean, you got to have some Josh time in there sometime, right? Quality time, dinner, watch a concert or something. So, pretty cool. Thanks, Billy. Hope you guys have a good one. It's lunchtime. Later, y'all. Appreciate you. Smash that like button on your way out. It really helps me out. Thank you, guys. See you, Ray. Have a good one, man. Lights out. I'm going to turn this photo booth off. I'll probably get some pictures later. Where's that power switch at? Ugh.